What's going on, y'all? So listen.
Girl, love and marriage Detroit. I'm sorry. Because on next week's episode, I just saw the preview for next week's episode. And we already found out in this episode one of the main reasons why. Well, this ain't the main reason, but Brandon just found this out or whatever at one point. I don't know if he just found it out or whatever, but we found out that, Christina and Lyrique had a little something going on back in the day before, she got with Brandon, right? So that makes sense as to why, Lyrique was throwing the shots that he was throwing, okay? And the fact that, Brandon probably feel the way that he feels about him showing up and everything. Bitch, on that next week episode, he gonna Lyrique gonna tell him, he was like, so I found out that, you used to know him or whatever. And then Lyrique said, yeah, I got seniority. Nigga, you don't tell nobody that as they are in their feelings at the fact that you, their enemy. I said, you know what? People are petty. Anyway, let's just get up in this episode because I am not trying to be on here that long because this episode gave nothing. But a little bit of comedy because I laughed at a couple of scenes that probably wasn't even supposed to be funny. I don't understand what's going on between Brandon and Anthony. But at this point, you know what? Brandon is going to be Brandon. Anthony is going to be Anthony. Anthony is not trying to see things the way that Brandon is trying to see things. And I feel as though if you are really friends with somebody and you see that you brought up a person or a situation that is, like y'all not agreeing on, or you see that it's causing an issue with one of the people, I feel as though Anthony could have literally just said, okay, well, we'll just let him come next time and we'll talk about it later and I'll get the 411, but I respect you now, and just because, you my boy, I'll let you just, I'll take Lyrique out of it, okay? Like, eliminate the problem so that y'all won't be going back and forth at it. But at the same time, Brandon needs to look at it as a business thing, But at the same time, he can't take that personal out of it, them emotions out of it, because he feels like, Lyrique has screwed him over in the past. It's just, I don't know. Like, it's so petty. It's so ridiculous. I just feel like at this point, if Brandon and Anthony comes out to be still friends by the reunion, whenever that is, I would be surprised, because I just wouldn't do this to a friend of mine that I known for 20 plus years. I just couldn't. I would take into consideration what they said, and I would talk to them calmly. I would talk to them in a mature way. I won't be getting all up in their face and getting all up in their space like I'm about to fight them or whatever, because that's literally what Anthony was doing. Brandon, I mean, I get it. Sometimes, you don't want to work with people that you didn't have issues with in the past, but sometimes you have to. Like, there was a better way that they could have came with a compromise to this without getting so almost combative. They were verbally combative, but they could have did that whole lot better, since they pride themselves on being men and they pride themselves on being this and that, and, y'all can't even communicate well. So there's that. You got the women, they on the boat or whatever, and girl, they just talking about, I don't see how you do it, girl. You got the kids, you got this, you got that. Girl, who cares? Moving on from that, because there's really only a couple of parts that actually I really wanted to talk about. This is their last night in Traverse City at the winery, right? So they go to the dinner, and before that, Brandon and Christina have a little conversation while they're getting dressed, because Brandon is telling Christina what's going on. Let me tell you something. Brandon is a crybaby, okay? Brandon is a crybaby. I say, I get it, what's going on, but at the same time, I want Brandon to suck it up. If you ain't gonna do nothing about it, I need you to be quiet, okay? Because you just... Baby, I'm tired of it. I am so tired of it. You letting these people just walk right over you. So, baby, I don't got no respect for that. Put your foot down. Okay? Like, damn. You talking about something. I feel like you know, the way that you feel like, you know, Latoya is coming at you, you got a target for you. Is it wrong for me to feel that way about Anthony got a target for me? No, it's not, because he does. Even if Anthony want to say that he don't, he does, because the only person that he keeps going after on this whole show is Brandon. He's not going after Russell. He's not going after Bravo. He's going after Brandon. Brandon is an easy target for him. He knows Brandon the longest on this show probably, and he knows what his pressure points are, his soft points are, and what will make him explode, and he's going after him. That's just what it is. Moving on from that, they go to the little dinner, and it was cute. They had a chef come in, and again, I want to eat. Can we eat and play games afterwards? Okay, cause what I want to eat. You had this chef come in and spent your money on this chef, and the food looked good. Okay, the presentation and everything looked good. You know, and so I was just like, girl, I just want to eat. Here come Christina, you know, after she done told us that, you know, she done had something going on with Lyrique, whose name is actually Sean. I said, see, I knew it. Didn't I say? It sounded like his name should have been Lyric. And so, you know, black people, we just want to be a little fancy, and we want to be out there, whatever. We want to think we cute. And so we be Lyrique because it sounds a little, what you thought, Lyric, or I should say Sean, what you thought it sounded a little French. It sounded a little bourgeoisie. You know, bitch, it sounds bourgeois. Okay, that's just what it sound like. You know, I would name my child Lyrique or whatever, but because I ain't gonna lie, it kind of caught me a little bit. When I'm talking mess about it kind of caught me a little bit. But you know, we found out that they had a little something going on. She was like, before I moved out here to Detroit, you know. But I said, no wonder why Lyrique said, oh girl, about to knock my stuff over. No wonder why Lyrique said when he was talking to Anthony, if he had been around, Brandon probably wouldn't have been around. I said, ooh, there it is. There it is. You trying to take that man's wife. You trying to take that man's wife. But they sit down there and they at the table and all this stuff. Here come Christina want to pull out the situation box. I said, no, girl, I want to eat these lamb chops. Okay, that's what I want to do. I want to eat these lamb chops. I want to suck on this arugula salad. Okay, I want to taste a little bit of this lobster. You know, that's what I want to do. I want to talk to y'all, okay? Ooh. Girl, I'm so antisocial when it comes to people that I don't freak with. Okay, like, you know that you don't get along with these people, but you trying so hard. Mr. Chef, I don't know who you are, but baby, you did that with the food. The presentation alone was cute. I said, all right. And then he had their orders right. He said, listen, I got some vegan crab cakes for you. I said, wait, you know what they like? Or is it gluten-free? Because you know somebody going to say, I need some gluten-free stuff. Girl, eat it. You have a reaction. You have a... Maybe not. I don't want to put nobody in the hospital. Anyway, so then she bring out the box, right? And so at this point, I guess, you know, she figures this is going to get the conversation started. Y'all don't know how to start a conversation on y'all own without bringing up some stuff. Girl, I said, all right. So basically, you just put down any issue or any questions that you want to ask, and it's anonymous. And I'm sitting here, and then you put it in the box, and then somebody will pull, we'll ask the questions, and everybody go around the table and answer it. Now, she said, I got different pens. I got the pens, and I got the papers or whatever. So I'm looking, right? And I'm like... I see you got this type of pen. I see you got that type of pen. I see that you scratched this off, so I know that this was your answer. This was your paper. The one that had the scratch off in the back, Anthony was the one that wrote that question. Why we only got one question that was played on the TV? Because the game seemed kind of cute. Because I really thought they was finna get deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, bring up the issues that they was having amongst each other. But no, it was like, you know, the question that they did give us was, for the men, how do you want your wives to initiate sex? And Brandon almost choked. I said, what you choking for? This is we adults here. How you want it? Baby, when Bravo said, just come on ahead and give me head, I said, wait a minute. They said, oh, you just want to get right down to it. He said, hell yeah. All right, go ahead. I was about to say something, but I'll leave it alone for another video. I was like, all right, they talking about it and stuff. It was a cute little thing. I ain't even gonna lie, okay? It was cute. I was engaged a little bit because I wanted to hear, what y'all godly men do about sex, okay? They was like, Russell, he ain't probably got to do that much. He ain't got to do that much or whatever because, y'all. And Kobe was like, he all of it. I said, all right, hype your man up. Russell knew he got it too because Russell just sat back like, I said, just soak it in. You just can't help it. It is what it is. And then Russell was me. You know what? This cute and all, but I'm tired and I'm finna go to bed. Deuces. He left and went upstairs. The women went outside to go have a little chit chat by the bonfire, right? And then at this point, Christina, she's making it a point to try to understand exactly what it is that's going on between her and LaToya. And I hate the fact that LaToya has made me veer more so to Christina's side in this whole situation because we don't get it, or at least I don't get her issue with Christina. I don't get her personal issue with Christina at all because at the end of the day, you don't have a real reason to be upset with her. You don't have a real reason to feel some of the things that you feel for her because she has done nothing to you. All right? I am not the type of person that is going to base my friendships and relationships off of how this person is treated because people vibe and people react to people in different ways. The one way that this person may react to my friend may not be the same way I react to that person. So therefore, I don't know what the situation is. I don't know what the issue that they have going on. I'm not finna get involved in that and let that ruin whatever it is that I got going on with them. No, I'm not finna be fake and flip and just be like, no, F you or whatever because of this and that. Girl, no, that is exactly what LaToya is doing. Christina sat there by her. She made it a point to sit there by her on the boat. She made it a point to sit there by her in the bonfire outside to make it a point to say, I don't have an issue with you, but I do want to know what exactly did I do to you to make you feel as though I'm this horrible person that's always wrong and just terrible or whatever. She asked her, what did I personally do to you? What is it about me? Did I offend you in some way? What did I do? LaToya brings up the situations that happen with other people and not with her personally. I said, are you serious? Are you serious? Like, I'm really thinking that we finna get down to the bottom of it, and we really did it. We really did it. It came to a point where they just said, you know what, we're going to clean slate this and we're going to drop it. I said, what? LaToya, you have no reason. I could see if you could bring up a fact like, 2 years ago, you called me a bitch. And I heard that you was talking about my mom and my daddy behind your back. So therefore, ever since then, I ain't synced it for you. It wasn't nothing like that. It was the way that you did this with this person or that person. What they got to do with you? You don't know the depths of the situation. That has absolutely nothing to do with you. And you ain't real. Like, come on. You chose sides. If you friends, you don't choose sides like that. And little stupid stuff. Okay? You making mountains out of molehills, and that's just dumb. Moving on from that, they finally get back to Detroit. And Anthony meets up with Bravo. Bravo is talking about because Anthony want to go over this man's movement. Girl, Bravo said, now since we doing this man movement or whatever, I want to bring down this person, he from here, he from Michigan or whatever. I had no idea they was from Michigan. I honestly did. I really thought that they was from Alabama for real. I didn't know that they moved down there. He said they from Pontiac. And he was like, Marcel Scott, you may have heard of him. I said, So, Scott, you would bring the most misogynistic, sexist man from the franchise down here to talk, or up here to talk in this man's movement. Girl, I sat there and I said, what? And the way that Bravo was hyping Marcel up, he's this big this good businessman and he does this and he does that. I said, damn, Bravo. Now, see, you had me in the beginning when you first came on. Now you done lost me, okay? Because I said, now you have got to be dumb. You have got to be dumb, and I know this movement is about to be just as stupid because y'all got Marceau in play. Baby, they up there talking to this man, and I'm still trying to sit here and say, what exactly is going on that you want to have a movement about? Okay, like this is nothing that girl, get a freaking, make a workshop. Okay, if you, let's just go there. Moving on from that, let's just go there. It's time for the freaking movement. Okay, it is time for the movement to pop off. Right, it is raining, and I'm gonna tell you this, Ashley wouldn't have shown up. All right, Ashley, if I hadn't paid for it, if it was a free event, if it, you know, because it's raining and stuff like that, Ashley ain't finna go outside, and it was raining, especially when it's Sunday. Ashley ain't finna go outside. So they waiting, everybody showing up, and at this point, the only people that's there is the cast and they daddies. Okay, that's just it. Marceau show up like he's some superstar, like he was finna get all the praises or whatever, and only showed up to the cast. Girl, they was like, well, we hope everybody can show up. They gonna show up. Latoya was bigging up her man, but she was asking questions that I wanted to know. Where the tables at? You ain't got no tables. You ain't got no tablecloths for the tables. Where's the chairs at? Baby, wasn't nothing put together. They ain't had a banner. He was like, yeah, they getting the banner ready and all this stuff. And, you know, I said, what in the D organization is this? This stuff wasn't even put together. This stuff, you know, as many, these meetings or whatever, these get-togethers that Anthony was talking about, we're going to talk about the men's movement and all this stuff. Why wasn't nothing together? You ain't even have a freaking poster on the wall. You ain't even have an agenda listed. You ain't even have a flyer to put out. You ain't have nothing, a syllabus, a syllabi. You ain't had nothing to hand out to these people once they got there to make them feel like their time was worth it. Baby, this is the thing that I do not like. And see, I can't stand when I have to talk about people's situations because, again, I want to support my black people for sure. But what I cannot support is half-assed stuff. I don't care if it's the first time that you've done it. Yes, we know once you do something for the first time, it's not going to be perfect. It's going to have some flaws or whatever. And that means, okay, you learn from that and you fix it for the next time. But what I cannot stand is when something is so sloppily put together and you trying to make it seem like it was a big deal and it was going to be this big thing, and you mean to tell me you couldn't even get a freaking banner on time and put it up against the wall with y'all pictures on there or a logo on there explaining that this is the men's movement? You couldn't even get some chairs to have the people come in and sit down and listen to you talk. They stood up the whole time. Mind you, the chairs was on the wall. I looked at, they were stacked up on the wall. You couldn't get them people to sit there. I said, pull the chairs out and make it look like it's really something, okay? And then you get up there and you talking about what it's supposed to be, and it's just a regurgitation of what we already heard and what people already be hearing. You need to have more people, more men in the households. You need to have more men doing this and doing that, and, you know, breaking the chains of this and getting the old man and the youngest in there to do that little stupid demonstration. And I'm just sitting here like, this is what you spent all this time bitching about? This man movement? This looked like a freaking kindergarten put this shit together. And hell, they probably would have did better because it would have been way more entertaining. At least they would have had some little music or some little, you know, interactive stuff that would have went on. Baby, what? I'm thinking of man's movement and you talking about getting the peoples together. I'm thinking that, you know, they're going to have like workshops. You're going to have people come there to actually talk. You know, you're going to have different companies or whatever, mentorships that's going on, that's going to do this and do that and provide this information, provide that. You're going to have trade schools there. You're going to have this there. You're going to have that there. There was absolutely nothing but an empty fucking space and a podium with a raggedy ass mic that they did not need because it was only 10 people there. I said, what? These people came out in the rain and you basically wasted their time. You wasted their time. And once they got through talking, he said, now let's go make this movement. Let's go outside for this march. What? First of all, you had me standing up this whole time. Now you want me to go walk around the block to do what? Girl, Brandon said, we out here walking. What exactly are we walking for and what are we doing? We ain't got no signs. We ain't got no megaphones. We ain't got nothing. What is this? Ain't nobody else outside. Ain't nobody else outside. I said, oh my goodness. And then once it was over with, Brandon said he the only one that had the balls enough to say something. This was cute and all, but I just still don't understand what the movement is and what this was about. Here come Kobe. Well, I understood what it was about clearly because at first I did it, but then as I look at it and I read it and I heard what was going on, I clearly understood it. Then she gets in her interview. Well, I feel like Brandon, you mean to tell me after he said what he said, you still don't understand what's going on? I feel like he just said that stuff just so he can be combative with for Anthony, so that can get him a reason to go back and forth. I said, bitch, if you don't shut your mouth up, tell me exactly what it was about and what did you learn from it that you didn't already know. Tell me, what was today? What did it accomplish? And second of all, he was talking to Anthony. He wasn't talking to you. See, girl, you shut your mouth up. Okay, I said, bitch, I still don't understand what it was. What was the purpose? What was the point? What did we accomplish? And then, he has to try to big himself up to make himself feel bad up in that confessional. Talk about something, because I always draw in bigger crowds. But, this was God telling me, you don't need to do this. Girl, sir, no. Okay, it just, it was whack. Moving on, what this episode, how did it end? I don't even, this Brandon and his mama. That was the most awkward scene, and it felt forced. That's just what it is. It felt forced. He went over there to his mama's house to get his birthday cake that he always get for his birthday. And I just felt so like I'm not supposed to be listening to this conversation. Mama was looking like she didn't really want to be up in there anyway and have these conversations on camera because what's the point? Then next thing you know, they want to have a little therapy session at the end and they talking about the communication and all this stuff. Baby, I was just sitting here like, girl, I don't care about this. I'm sorry. When I tell you, I didn't care because it just like, when I say it felt so cringe and it felt so forced and it just felt out of place. It felt out of place, like they just edited and stuck it in there to fill up the episode. That's just what it was given. And I was like, all right, what you want us to do about it? But that was the episode, y'all. Y'all tell me how y'all felt about it. Oh, yeah, and Christina couldn't come there because the baby had either hurt her arm or something like that, but that's just what it was, to the men's movement. But y'all tell me how y'all felt about it. I'll see y'all later. Peace.